I got another banger for you guys. Stay tuned. Guys, welcome to the Mr. Bubbles channel, where we dish out awesome pressure washing business advice to beginners. I got a special episode for you today. We are actually out in the field doing a commercial job, not something you guys get a chance of seeing me do all the time. You see back here, that's two of our rigs, and then we got a third one at the end of the neighborhood. Guys, this is an HOA commercial contract that we have. We do this entire neighborhood sidewalks, and then the HOA contract also includes the house. Now, the way HOA contracts typically work is the houses, each owner is responsible, to pay the house. But like in a case here in this neighborhood, we typically charge $399 for a house wash. But because of the HOA contracts, it brings it down to $299. So when this homeowner, and it just so happened I actually did this house right here. When this homeowner called us, instead of paying $399, they're paying $299, but they're paying for that. But when we're doing the sidewalks like this is actually directly with the HOA. And again, this is a contract that we have. We have to do it every other year. This is the third time that we're doing it. And it gives me a great opportunity to talk to you guys about commercial work. If you've been watching the Mr. Bubbles channel for a while, you're going to know that I recommend you guys stay away from commercial jobs. And we're going to talk about why that is. Actually, guys, we're going to talk about three things on this video. We're going to talk about profitability. Wow, that's a hard word for me to pronounce. We're going to talk about also, what's the other thing? Logistics, right? We're going to talk a little bit about the logistics behind commercial jobs. And then the other thing is we're going to talk about also equipment. So the bottom line is this, guy. The reason why I don't recommend, commercial work to new guys, we're going to talk first about the profitability, there you go, of commercial jobs. What I've noticed through the years is that you're not getting you're not getting as high of a profit margin like you are in residential when you're doing commercial work. When you are a new guy. And that's part of the reason why I don't recommend you guys do that, because you're just not going to be able to make that much money. Now, I'll show you guys. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put up here for you the map of this neighborhood, highlighting the entire area that we're doing. Guys, just think about this, this job here in terms of profitability. This is a $38,000 job. And you might say to yourself, wow, that's a lot of money. But guys, it's 3 rigs every day, 10 days. We're trying to only work like 6, 7, but we're probably going to push 8 hours. We're actually trying to get this done in 7 days, which I don't think is going to happen. But I've noticed through the years, guys, is that in order for you to maximize your profit when it comes to commercial, it takes a little bit more experience, more chemical knowledge, and also commercial grade equipment, which is something we talk a lot on a channel about. So unfortunately for you guys that are new, when you don't know exactly what you're doing yet, you're just not going to be very profitable when you're doing these big commercial jobs. We are, because again, logistics and equipment. And let's talk about logistics real quick. So you guys saw the map there of this neighborhood. Oh, actually, let me put it up here again for you guys, just as a reminder. When you're new, I recommend you guys stick to residential, because imagine doing this whole neighborhood on a 2.5 GPM machine, or even a 4 gallon a minute machine. Guys, no, it's not going to work. I mean, here, you see that rig back there that you see right here behind me? That rig has 1,000 gallons of water on that rig. Capability, we can carry 1,000 gallons. The other one all the way over there, that can carry almost 800 gallons, like 600-700 gallons. So, and then the one back there is the little guy, but it's still carrying about 500 gallons of water. So the bottom line is, in terms of logistics, when you are starting in the business, you're not going to be able to have all of this equipment that we're talking about, because, you start small, guys, like everybody did. I've often mentioned this on my channel, guys. You know, when I first started Mr. Bubbles, I had a pressure washer that I bought on Craigslist, guys, for 50 bucks, right? I didn't have hose reels. I didn't have soft washing station. I think my machine was like 1.8 GPMs. Not going to cut it when you're doing commercial work. And then also the chemicals for commercial work is completely different. And I'm going to put up here one piece of equipment, guys, what you're actually seeing on screen right here. Well, that's a 36-inch surface cleaner, guys. Guys, that piece of equipment alone cost me, like with shipment and everything, over $2,000. And it's something I only use, you know, about half a dozen times a year for jobs like this. We actually got a job coming up where we're doing 6 tennis courts for a local high school, and we're going to be using that guy as well. But the bottom line is, you know, you're bringing, you know, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of thousands of dollars of equipment to be able to do commercial jobs. So, you know, from the logistics point of view, it just takes a lot of manpower moving things around, water issues. Like for us, if you guys are wondering, you know, obviously, you know, we're going to have to refill these tanks. You see, like the tanks are empty already. So we're doing it with the water meter. We're tapping into the county water on the fire hydrants. That's a 3-inch hose, and that fills that tank up in minutes. So without that meter, I'm not doing a job like this. It will be almost impossible because I'd have to go back to my shop to re-up the water. To get the water meter, it's the water authority. I don't know if it's different for every county, but here we put a $1,600 deposit. You hook up the meter to the thing, has a hose, you put it in your tank, the water in your tank. Then at the end of our season, we take the meter up there, and then they calculate how many gallons, and then we pay the tab on that. That's how that works. But the bottom line, guys, is logistically moving a lot of people around. There's a lot of moving parts. Like this has been on the books for a month. They had to send letters to everybody to move their cars off the street, to not have people walking on the sidewalks. So that's part of the logistics of it. The other thing is with the equipment, we have here on site today 4 8-gallon a minute machines and 2 10-gallon a minute machines. That's what's operating that 36-inch surface cleaner, is a 10-gallon a minute machine. And I mean, guys, that's a lot of money invested for you to be able to do a job like this, because you need that equipment. So logistics, profitability, we're going to be able to turn a good profit here, guys. But it's because of the experience. Guys, the first time that I did this, man, it took me, wow. Well, the first time we didn't do the whole neighborhood. We only did one section, but still, it took me more than a week. I think it took me 8 days. We lost money on a job. I mean, and I remember telling the office manager I was never going to do this again. But here we are 6 years later, and now we can knock this out like this and turn a pretty good profit. But that's why, guys, you know, and to end this video, I recommend you guys stick to residential. You know, by the time I did my first commercial job, I was already in year 5, 6. I had thousands of houses under my belt in terms of experience. That's what I recommend for you guys. You know, homeowners are very proud of their home, and they're willing to invest large amounts of money to be able to have their home look good. So, you know, you're going to be able to turn a bigger profit margin. Sometimes you're making 60, 70% profit margin, you know, in your residential. And then plus it gives you time to learn the business properly, learn the chemicals and the rig and the maintenance on the equipment and all of that stuff. So I highly recommend that. But anyway, just wanted to bring you guys this video showing you at Mr. Bubbles, we're 80% residential, 20% commercial. I recommend you guys stick to 100% residential until you get a lot of experience under your belt. Remember, guys, I teach you these things because I don't want to see you making the mistakes that I made, because at the end of the day, guys, that's what it's all about. You guys not making the mistakes that I made, because that costs you time, energy, effort, and sometimes even money. And always remember this, guys, the more you know, the more you'll grow.